And we're live. What's going on, guys? It's Chris, Manifest, hanging out here. I wanted to do this last minute little chat with you guys. I've just been traveling for over 10 hours from Toronto to Newfoundland. Sometimes when you're touring, man, you just got to travel, and I think I started at 1 p.m. Actually, well, I started from 11 o'clock driving to the airport. I got to the airport maybe at around 11 o'clock, and then my flight left at 1, and then I ended up getting here at around midnight. And so I'm kind of wired and tired, and I'm just excited about the music industry, and just wanted to chat with you guys that this is real life, and just give you guys some tips, answer some of your questions. I'm going to make sure I pull up the chat here. I want to just be taking your questions about stuff, and just really want to pour into you guys. If you guys have any questions or whatnot, I'll be looking in the YouTube chat there. So feel free to post in your questions. I'll try and do one of these tomorrow as well, because when I get to kind of get out on the road, I don't have my daughter or my wife here, so it gives me a little bit more free time, because normally when I'm at home I am working, and when I'm not working I'm hanging out with my family. But I'm playing a couple shows out here, and one thing I just want to share for you touring artists. So when you do start to tour, it's really important to stick with one airline. And I only fly Star Alliance, which is like Air Canada or United Airlines, because I eventually get status. And so when you start to get status, like you have your bronze, silver, gold, and then platinum, and then there's another one, 1K with United, but you start to get upgraded to first class. You start to get free bags, priority check-in. And so like with Air Canada, I get 3 free bags. And so I can just bring tons of merch, all my band gear, whatever. And then if I buy my tickets with my band guys, they get some of those benefits as well. So I get free bags for them and stuff like that, and just get treated way better. So there's really a lot to say with being loyal and sticking with it and sticking with things, when it comes to airlines, hotels, car rentals, getting those points and just kind of taking advantage. That's kind of a little bit more higher level stuff. I know some of you guys aren't all touring or whatnot, but that's just a little insider thing. But literally, I landed in St. John's, and I was there for about 3 hours. And because I had I had status again, I got to hang out in the lounge. And so I got free food, and there's drinks and desserts and all kinds of stuff, and free internet and Wi-Fi. And it's just nice and quiet and really nice. And it's just one of those perks of just kind of sticking with one airline, and it makes traveling a lot nicer. And so I just wanted to just kind of take the time just to chat with you guys. I released some really cool things recently, that song launch checklist with the video training. If you haven't gotten that yet, check that out. But I basically made that because, when we're releasing songs and stuff, there's no yes, it's all about the creative stuff, but sometimes you got to put the creative to the side, and you got to be very strategic with it, and it's and plan it out. And that's not always fun, but it's really nice. It's okay, I've been really working on my art. I wanted to have a nice thing to say, okay, I got to make sure I do that, got to do that, got to do that, got to do that, got to do that, so that I can make it as successful as possible, so I can reach as many people as I can and get it out there. Because a lot of us, we work on the art, and then we just throw it out there, and we barely do any promotion, and then we move on to the next song, and we wonder why the first song didn't do that well. And so basically I kind of made it so that every song, every album, has a real fighting chance to win. And what I was saying to my buddy actually yesterday that I was kind of coaching was, because he was trying to decide whether to do an album or an EP, and I said, dude, this is your first thing you're releasing. Why do you want to do a full album? Why don't you test the waters and do an EP and see what people are digging? And why spend all this money and time and do all that stuff when you haven't really tested it out? And you can still do a Kickstarter with an EP. I said, do 2 EPs, or do 1 EP and do a second one, and do that over a span of 2 years, and then release an album and add a couple songs to it, and then that can be the album. But test it out, build it, tour it, get it out there, get used to promoting stuff, because you're just going to work all this time on this album, and you could do the same thing with the EP, and it'll take less time, and it'll get you out there sooner. Because sometimes with a lot of us, sometimes we get stagnated and we're just like wondering, what do I do? And we overthink it, and then we don't take any action, and it's so important to just take action and get out there. Whether you make a mistake, whether it's right or not, you can fix it later. It's just get in the game. And for you guys watching, some of you just need to get in the game. Another thing I wanted to mention to you guys as well is until Sunday night, you can get all my courses on Udemy for only $10. You just use the code BF2016 below this video. It's only until Sunday night. And I want to let you guys know too, that's like super cheap, man. And even the price that those are at, they're extremely affordable for the information that you're getting. Like, I'm not like a bragger or anything like that, but the information I give you guys is different than the other teachers that are out there, because I'm living this on a very high level, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. I have a real fan base. I really do this and make music for a living. And the stuff I teach you guys is like, I live it. You know what I mean? I really do live it. And the information you're getting is just real. It's applicable, and you're getting someone who's actually done it. And I'll be honest, I'm going to eventually be taking all those courses down from Udemy, and eventually limited times where you can get into my stuff, and the prices are going to be going up. Probably that's going to all take effect most likely next year, but you can get this $10 deal for the courses now until Sunday night. And so it's just a little special test and thing I wanted to do. And, I just really believe in you guys and want to, give you the best information. I don't see any questions here in the chat yet. But one of the common questions I even got in some guy that was on YouTube, I don't remember your name, bro, but I do put a lot of free content out there for you guys, and that's because I want to help you. I want to teach you, and the stuff that you guys want to go deeper in, you can pay for that in the courses. And then there's obviously the coaching with me. If you just really need to sit down and have a conversation with me, obviously I offer that through Fanbase University. But this guy was asking about YouTube and how do you promote your music videos or your lyric videos or your songs, and I have a course on that, but I'm going to tell you guys how to do it. You just use Google AdWords, and you create a Google AdWords account. And just like how you see those YouTube videos and you see that ad that shows up before you watch that video, you can make your music video or your lyric video or even your song be that 30 seconds, and you can put it in front of any band you want, any artist you want. You just pay and you bid for that view. So you can go from 1 cent to, about 10 cents per view to get maybe a higher level artist, or it depends what country you want to bid. And there's no better way to get your music out there with YouTube ads or Facebook boosting your posts or getting out there. But one of the quickest way, and this is the thing, guys, and this is where I'm different and where I'm working on something really special for you guys. This is going to be a brand new course. It's not going to be on Udemy. You're only going to be able to get it on smartmusicbusiness.com, but it's going to be focused on touring. And the reason I'm focusing on touring is because that's the very first way I ever got paid for music, was playing shows. And it was actually at a church. I got asked to play there, and they ended up taking up an offering for us. We got paid like 50 or $100. And then I ended up playing at other churches, other clubs, other bars, and it was the quickest way to make money. I know a lot of these other online teachers are always trying to give you like these secrets to, doing social media and boosting posts, and even these YouTube ads, and even liking strategies, and follow for follow back, and Snapchat. And they want to like give you these like, tools and ideas. Self online is super important. I believe in that so much, but that's kind of like the easy way out. You know what I mean? It's like you just want a solution that's, so you can just do it right from your basement or right from your hotel room and not get out and do some freaking work. And what do I mean by that? I mean, it's time to get out of your basement. It's time to get out of your freaking house, out of mama's house, out of dad's house, and go play some shows. Go to some conferences and meet some people. Make yourself uncomfortable and get out there and play some shows. Go to some open mics. Go play, go perform, buy onto a show. Put yourself out there and network with people and meet people, because you know what? It's going to do a few things. It's going to build your chops as a performer. You're going to learn how to perform your songs. It's going to build a fan base. You're going to meet people, you're going to make fans, you're going to meet promoters, you're going to meet music industry people by going to open mic nights, by going and playing shows and offering to buy on. And you can easily Google this stuff in your latest city or your town. But the problem is, that's work, isn't it? You know, sending out an email, that's putting yourself on the edge and putting yourself in an uncomfortable position. And I talk about this in my book Fighter, where open mics, like I used to go to them all the time, and it wasn't easy the first time. Oh, it was scary writing my name on there. And I feel you, you know, like it's uncomfortable getting out of your house and just wanting to just, you know, do it all on social media. But let me tell you guys, like, I had so much success, so much confidence when I started to put myself in those uncomfortable situations. You know, I'm not super big into freestyle battling or anything like that. But I remember even going stuff like that and just getting out there and getting myself known. And that's where this momentum, this is where I met other artists and I learned from them, and I made connections, and one thing led to another. And then I got asked to come back and perform again, and just built those relationships, and I got into the industry. And there's only so much that you can do online with Facebook, with Instagram, with YouTube. There's just something special that happens when you go to an event or a show or a conference and you meet someone face to face and you have those real conversations. Like, that's how I met my booking agent. That's how I met my manager. That's how I met people in the music industry, how I got signed. That's where you're going to meet music supervisors. And, you know, you're going to meet people from YouTube or possibly from Facebook or MailChimp, like people that are actually like doing this. You do it by getting out of the house and going to these conferences, like whether a Canadian Music Week or a South by Southwest or you know, Midem in France or Reaperbaum in Germany or whatever one is in your country. I promise you, there's a music conference somewhere. And guys, like, I know it's not always comfortable, you know, getting out there and putting yourself out there to perform or to network and walking up to someone and creating the conversations. But I'm telling you, when you do these things, you will get so inspired and so encouraged, especially when you're performing and you're starting to tour and getting shows. Because one thing I'm going to be teaching about is, like, when you play a show, like, guess what also you get to do? You get to have content, so you can actually post something and show that you're doing something, and you can use your phone to film it, and you have things to post on social media, and you'll get more song ideas and different things. And I promise you, it will put the gas on that fire to fuel you to do even more stuff online, okay? So I really want to put the challenge out to you guys, you know, get out of your comfort zone. Do something today that you wouldn't normally do, okay? One of the things I put even in that song checklist at the end was the 10X challenge. And I would challenge people to do something. Email someone every single day different. Reach out to someone. Build a connection, you know, and stretch yourself. Like, what got you here is not going to get you there. So, for instance, what got me here today isn't going to, doing those same things got me here. But if I want to get over there, that means I got to do something different. So what do I got to do? Do I got to write a better song? Do I got to get on a bigger tour? Do I got to do something different with radio or try something else? Like, like, for me, the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. Hey guys, if you want different results, like, who do you got to hang out with? You know, who do you got to get around? You know, if you can't directly get it around me besides this video, who can you get around? You know, that you want to be, who you inspire to be out, and reach out to them. And I have had people reach out to me, and I've obviously, that's why I have Fanbase University and stuff for, like, you know, mentoring guys and stuff, especially the more higher level dudes. But, like, who else can you get around that you want to be around? Make a list. Make a list of your 3 or 4 or 5 people of who you want to be, and how can you get closer to them? You got to go to a show. You got to go to a conference. You just got to email them. You got to Instagram. Like, you'd be surprised when you reach out to people that they'll respond. And then you reach out to them again, and then you reach out to them again, and you build rapport and you build relationships. We got to have some questions. I see some of you guys here on YouTube. You guys got to have some questions for me. I'm starting to get the pasties here, and I'm going to need to get some water in a second. But I just kind of wanted to chat with you guys. I was a little wired. Like I said, I was just touring, and I'm going to be speaking and performing at a couple of high school assemblies tomorrow, and then I'm doing a show Saturday. And so I'm probably going to spend tomorrow just working on some new music and working on a new record that's coming out. And we're really planning this next record. I just got back from the studio. I was in Hollywood working on a new song, and we're really just planning it, not throwing it out there, and really taking the time to do it big. And normally we would just throw it out there. Even when I was signed with the label, I remember it was like right when it was done, they just want to get it out there as quick as possible. But we're really stepping back and saying, hey, we want to make sure everything is perfect so that we can really launch in a big way. But that's just where I am. For some of you, you just need to launch. You just need to get your stuff out there. And, this is something that I say to a lot of students, is I say there's 3 things you do. You write music, then you perform and you tour it, you market it, tour it more. Maybe if you're making money now, you spend some money on radio and stuff, and then you rinse and repeat. Then you start over again. You write better music, record better music. You do bigger tours. You do better marketing. You tour bigger tours. Then again, you come back again, you write even better music. And let me just say, if certain doors and certain things aren't opening up, it's normally because the music isn't good enough or the performance isn't good enough. And sometimes that's hard to hear. I'm having some of my songs torn apart right now, and we're making them even better because you know what? I'd rather have my friends tear apart them now before the public listens to them and they tear them up. And investing in the music is the best investment you can make. And some of the programs I'm going to be releasing later on, like I said, are going to be more expensive. And I don't want you guys to be discouraged on having a job right now. And if you're watching this and you want to get in the music industry, get a freaking job. Start making some money so you can invest in your career. Hustle your butt off so that you can take that money and invest it into your career. Recording better songs, getting your website ready, getting your EPK, and some other things that I talk about and I teach about. There's no shame in having a job. I had a job for a long time, and I shouldn't have quit it as soon as I did. I was making so much money. I should have taken that and invested it even more. But I wanted to be full time so bad. I jumped, and it was like either sink or swim. And so, I was sending out 50 to 100 emails a day, trying to book shows, trying to play wherever I could, because that was the only way I could make money and how I could sustain this, or else I'd have to go back to my job. And so I learned that the easiest way to make money as an artist was playing shows. And so guess what? I learned really quickly how to perform really well, how to entertain the crowd, how to put on a freaking awesome show, because I wanted to get brought back and I had to put on a good show. And also that made a difference in how much merchandise I sold after the shows, and so that was really important. Let me see if this group chat is working here. I see if you guys have any questions. Post some questions if you guys have some. I'm totally here for you. You can ask me anything you want. Just open up that YouTube chat. You can't embarrass me. You can't make me feel uncomfortable. I'm here for you. You can't ask a wrong question. Okay. I'm totally here for you guys. Rock it in the chat. I'm gonna type something. Hello. See if that works. That's me right there. So maybe I had to start it off. But if you guys do have some questions, I'm gonna hang it a little longer. It's getting late here, and want to go to bed soon so that I'm charged for tomorrow. But again, just wanted to say what's up to you guys. Say I believe in you, and I want to share this story. I was on tour, and it was this festival. I don't even know how much I was getting paid or what the deal was, but it was in California. It was called Tom Fest. I did the show, and I don't remember it going super well. I think it did okay. And I guess there was a big miscommunication, and there's no hotel provided, okay? I'm in a hotel right now. It's great. They're really taking care of me, whatever. It's like in a small town, whatever, but they didn't have a hotel for me at the show. And so I actually had to go into my merchandise bag and grab one of my Manifest hoodies and use that as the pillow. And then I grabbed another one and had to use it as the blanket, because they had me in some sketchy big room with all these different beds. And I was like sharing like a hostel at this festival with other bands and stuff. And it just was like, there's no proper toiletry stuff. And it was just really discouraging because it wasn't a massive show, and I don't think I was getting paid a lot of money. And it was just kind of like a bit of a dark, discouraging time. Like there was no blankets on the bed, and it was just like, I'm going into my merch that I'm trying to sell and having to use that as the pillow. It was just a dark time. And so I just want you to know, like, I've been where you are, and I know what it's like to be in the basement, because I know I challenged you guys to get out and get out there and do shows. But I remember being in the basement and being frustrated and seeing those other guys that are out there and being like, I want to be out there. I want to be. And I remember it didn't happen overnight. It really didn't. This having a great music career just didn't happen overnight. But if you can believe in yourself and say, I'm going to stick with this, I'm going to do everything that Chris is teaching, I'm going to take action at it. I'm not just going to watch, this stuff, but I'm going to actually do it. I'm going to take action, because one thing to be a learner, which is great. You want to learn, but then you want to take that and be a doer. You don't want to just be a hearer. You want to be a doer of it, because that's when you get action. And I remember for me, I would just soak up everything I could and just did whatever I could just to move a little closer, and just move a little closer and get a little better and get a little bit better and get a little bit even better, and just work on it and work on it and work on it, and improve and try and get on this show. And I'd hear about that and hear about this opportunity. And then I wouldn't just let it slip by. I would chase it down. If there was an opportunity, I heard there was something going on, I was there. I was there. I wanted it. And so I just want to encourage you guys, how bad do you want it? Are you willing, to put in the sacrifice? I didn't get paid for years because we were just taking the money and we were reinvesting it and reinvesting it and reinvesting it. There's just so much that I could talk about tonight. But anyways, guys, I want to mention again, I got that deal for the courses. All of them are only $10. It's only until Sunday night. I'm taking that down, and soon all my Udemy courses won't be available. Like if you bought them, you'll always have access to them. But soon they're not going to be available anymore, because again, I can't really control it there as much, and just the information that I'm giving, I just need to be charging more for my stuff, because it's real stuff that I'm giving you guys that's going to help you to make a full-time career on this. And there's just no one way to get there. One person's road is different from another person. Some people get really good on the writing side of it and just making songs for TV and film. Some guys become producers and they're just producing other artists. Some guys are just performers and they're hitting the road and hitting the road and hitting the road and just touring. And, some guys just writing for radio and they just have huge radio success. Other guys, just have that brand, and again, the touring, and they just sell a ton of merch. And I'll be honest, that's kind of my story. We've kind of got the success at radio. The touring is part of it, definitely merchandise, and then online. And there's just so many different income streams and so many things. And sometimes it can feel overwhelming and whatnot. But the more you get into it, the more you learn, and the more you build and stack on top, the more you just get used to it and you get comfortable, And so I just want to say to you guys, if you haven't released a song yet, release a song, then release an EP, then release another EP, and maybe release an album. But you got to be touring. If I can say anything out of this, if you do want to do this full time, if you do want to, take the next step, the first thing you've got to do is you got to have your music recorded, available, even covers too. But then you got to get out performing. Start playing shows. Start building that network of places that you can perform. If it's in your local city, and then you start to branch out a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. But performing is going to be the easiest way for you to quit that job, because it's the easiest way to get paid as an artist, and as a musician, as just a performer. Okay. So again, I believe in you guys. I love you. Here on the road, playing a couple shows, and just want to say what's up. Maybe I'll do another one of these tomorrow. Post some questions below, so I'm going to take down this video probably tomorrow too. So watch it, enjoy it, take action on those courses, and just believe in yourself, guys, and take action. No one's just going to hand you your dreams. You've got to take your dreams. Okay? And again, I failed music in school. I failed, but I surrounded myself with good people that could encourage me and that would make me better. And so surround yourself with people that are going to make you better. Good night.